This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. So in the last section, we were discuss about inheritance topic. We have seen the examples of single inheritance as well as multi-level inheritance. So single inheritance means creating new class from single base class, and we have created employee class which is inherited from branch. And multiple inheritance means creating new class from already derived class. We have created employee salary class which is inherited from employee, but already employee is the derived class only. So from already derived class, we are creating new class, that is EMP salary class. So this is multi-level inheritance clearly. So there are different types of inheritances. Already we have seen how many types of inheritances. One is single inheritance. And next one is multi-level inheritance, multi-level. And next uh, hierarchical inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. And next multiple inheritance is there. Finally, hybrid inheritance is there. Hybrid is the combination of multi-level, hierarchical, multiple only. Okay. So in the last session example, we have seen single as well as multi-level. And today we'll start with hierarchical. So single inheritance means what I said, creating new class from single base class. Creating a new class from single base class is called single inheritance. Multi-level means creating creating a new class from creating a new class from already derived class. Creating a new class from already derived class. That is called multi-level inheritance. Now today we'll start with hierarchical inheritance. And hierarchical inheritance means creating multiple child classes from single parent class. From single parent class, that is multiple child classes. Hierarchical inheritance, creating multiple child classes from single parent class is called hierarchical inheritance. So this same diagrammatically look like. So let's see this. This is hierarchical inheritance generally. So we have single parent class and we are trying to create multiple child classes. This is inherited from parent. This is also inherited from parent. So here I'm taking parent class, parent class, and here child 1. This is child 2 here, child 2 here. So parent, child 1, child 2. Child 1, child 2 are inherited from single parent only. This is hierarchical. Let's see the practical implementation. So with new program. So object-oriented programming 20. Here I'm creating class that is called parent. In this, what I'm trying to take, so I'm creating a function called f1. You can take any method. I'm trying to take f1 function of parent class. Okay, yeah. So observe this hierarchical inheritance. Child 1 will get all features from parent, and also child 2 also will get all features from parent. So both the childs can have right to access content of the parent. Whatever the parent is having implementation, that implementation will applicable on child 1 as well as child 2 also. So here I'm taking class child 1. Child 1 is inherited from parent. In child 1 there is one more function f2, print to function of child 1 class. Next I'm taking class child 2 of parent. So df f3 here, then print F3 function of child to class. The function of child to class. This is, look at here. Child 1 is inherited from parent and child 2 also inherited from same parent. And parent is having function called F1 and child 1 is having its own method like F2. Child 2 is also having its own method called F3. So we need to create object for which class. If you want to access everything like F1 function, F2 function, F3 function, everything if you want to access, then what class object we need to create? So obviously we need to create object for what? Two classes. What are those? Child 1 class object we have to create. Child 2 object also have to create because as per inheritance rule. So we need to create object for child class only. If we create object for child class, then only you will get parent details, that is advantages. So child 1 we have to create object, child 2 also we have to create object. Both classes child 1, child 2 objects we have to create here. Okay, so let's see this. So I'm creating object for child 1. C1 is object of child 1 class. Just a moment. Child 1 class. C2 is an object of child 2 class. So C1 object through we can call F1 function as well as F2 function because C1 is a child 1 class object. Child 1 is inherited from parent. So child 1 object through we can access parent class function like F1. So C1 through we can access F1 function as well as F2 function. C2 through we can access F2 function as well as F1, sorry, C2 through we can access F3 function as well as F1 function. Because C2 is belongs to child 2 class object, F3 function we can call, and C2 through we can access F1 function like parent class function also. Let's see this. C1 dot F1, C1 dot F2. At the same time here I'm taking C2 dot F1, C2 dot what actually F3 like this. So I'm trying to do this. Let's see this. F1 function of parent class, F2 function of child 1 class, F1 function of parent class, and F3 function of child 2 class. So this is C2 and this is C1 calling. Okay. So multiple child classes once we create along with its own implementation like child 1 implementation along with its, and every child can able to access parent class functionality commonly. So which is the common implementation for all the childs we can include in the parent and the child classes which are inherited from this parent, that all child classes are eligible to access this all parent class functions clearly. So this is hierarchical inheritance. Even more child classes also can be inherited from this parent class, no problem. But in this context of hierarchical inheritance, I want to introduce two more important functions which are related to inheritance exclusively. That functions are what actually first function is instance function. It's a built-in function, and also is subclass. It is also a built-in function. So what is the use of these two functions of this hierarchical inheritance? So is instance, is subclass. These two functions are related to inheritance related functions only. So we can able to use these functions for checking. So for example, is instance is there. So is instance function purpose is what? These two functions either return true or false only. So true or false means boolean only will return. True or false, anyone. So first we'll see is instance function. So this function is used to check whether whether the object is an instance of particular class or not. particular class or not, it will check. So isInstance function is used to check whether the object is an instance of particular class or not, it will check. If really the object is an instance of particular class, then it return what actually? True, sir. Otherwise, it returns simply false. IsInstance method is used to check whether the object is an instance of particular class or not. We have one object. That object is an instance of particular class or not. If you want to check, then we use what? IsInstance method. If really the object is an instance of particular class, it return true. Otherwise, it return what? False. So this is the isInstance. Next, isSubclass method. IsSubclass method is used to check whether the class is subclass of particular class or not. Whether the class is subclass of particular class or not, it will check. So isSubclass method is used to check whether the class is subclass of particular class or not. Subclass means what? Child class. One class is there. That class I want to check whether this is the subclass of particular class or not. I want to check. To check this, we use what method? IsSubclass method. This IsSubclass method also will return true or false only. If really the class is subclass of particular class, it return true. Otherwise, simply it return what? False only. Let me apply these two methods. These are inheritance methods only, especially isInstance and isSubclass. Let's see this. Here in this program, child1, child2 are subclasses of parent. Okay. And C1 is object of child1. C2 is object of child2. So let's remove this. This is not required. Just I want to check. Okay. Yeah. So I'm applying isInstance method first. IsInstance. C1 is an object of child1. Is this right? Yes. Print isInstance of C1 comma child1. C1 is an object of child1 or not? Yes, obviously. So C1 is an object of child1. Correct. So it return what? Simply true. Look at this, true only. Got my point? True. Suppose here C1 is instance of child2. No, because C1 is representing child1. C1 is an object of child1. But you are saying C1 is an instance of child2 isInstance. It return false because C1 is not an instance of child2 class. C2 as an instance of child2? Yes, exactly. Let's look at this. C2 is an object. It belongs to what actually? Child2. So child2 object is correct. True only. C2 is an instance of child2 only. It's an object of child2 only. Correct only. That is true, sir, here. So this is isInstance C2 comma child2. And one more thing, if I try to use like C1 of parent, is this correct or not? So I'm asking you, C1 is an instance of parent class? Yes, obviously. But though here you can see C1 is object of child1, that is instance of child1, but child1 is inherited from where? Parent or not? So obviously C1 is representing indirectly, that is parent also. So that's the reason what actually C1 is instance of parent class. Yes, exactly. Because C1 is instance of directly child1, but child1 is inherited from what? Parent only. That's what it returned true. At the same time, C2 of parent. So true. So this is isInstance method. This method is used to check whether the object is an instance of particular class or not. It will check. If the object is an instance of particular class, it return true. Otherwise, it returns simply false. So let's go for isSubclass method. It is used to check whether the class is subclass of particular class or not. It will check. So let's see this, whether the class is subclass of particular class or not. So in that context, we can use what? IsSubclass. We have to create here child1 and parent. So I'm checking, is this subclass of parent class? Yes, correct, true. And child 2 is the subclass of parent class? Yes, true. And child 1 is the subclass of child 2? Not correct, because child 1 and child 2 both are subclasses only. But you are saying like child 1 is subclass of child 2. It's not correct. False. Okay. So this is. So is subclass of child 1 comma child 2 here. So this is false. So child 1, child 2 are subclasses of parent only. It's not related to uh, child 1, child 2 subclasses. No, both are subclasses only. There is no relation of child 1 and child 2 between, but there is a relation child 1 to parent and child 2 parent only. So these two methods are standard methods. In the inheritance concept only we use. This method, instance method, is used to check to whether an instance object is an instance of particular class or not. Is subclass method is used to check whether the class is subclass of particular class or not. We can check. This is what these two methods, is instance and is subclass, like this. Okay. So these are related to inheritance only. That's what I have introduced these two methods also. Let's talk about multiple inheritance now. So as I said that multiple and hybrid inheritance is not possible in the context of other languages like Java as well as C#. .NET. So there is an ambiguity situation in those languages. But when it comes to Python, there is no ambiguity situation, and Python clearly supports multiple inheritance as well as hybrid inheritance. The reason why in Python, multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance implemented through a technique called MRO technique, that is method resolution order. So that is a technique, or we can call it as that is an algorithm. So Python multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance are implemented through MRO technique, method resolution order. What is that method resolution order? How the order is priority, I will tell you. Let's talk about multiple inheritance here. What is multiple inheritance generally definition? Creating a new class from two or more base classes. Creating new class from two or more base classes here. This is multiple inheritance. Let's see this, the diagrammatic representation. So this is multiple inheritance. Creating new class from two or more base classes. Look at this. I am creating one class. Sorry, this is class A, and here also next to one more class is there. This is class B, and here it is class C. This is inherited from here. This is inherited from here. I'm taking here class A. Here you can see class B. Here it is class C. So this is multiple inheritance, creating new class from two or more base classes. But as I said that multiple inheritance implemented through what technique? MRO technique. MRO. That is method resolution order. Method resolution order, like this. Method resolution order. Method resolution order. This order is always clockwise. Means, so first priority, the moment when we create object to the class to access parent class functionality, first priority will give to the left side, that is A class. If relevant function is not available in the A class, then next priority will go to B class only. This is priority wise. So this priority is always clockwise. It's not anti-clockwise, means left to right only. The order is reserved for this. That's what it is, a method resolution order. So the order is how it will be, left to right only, sir. Method resolution order it is. The moment when we create object for A and B, so first it will look forward for A. The relevant functionality is not available in A, then priority goes to next what? B only. So you can mention here class names as per your requirement. First you can mention B and then A only. Directly it will go to first B, it will check required functionality available in B or not. If that required functionality is not there in B, then immediately it will go to A. So the order is always clockwise only, like this, not like this. Okay, so this is only order. This order is method resolution order. According to this order, we have to implement this. So let's see this practically. So I'm going to use this same diagram practical coding. So let's see this how order is going to work. Object oriented programming 21. So let's see this class A I'm taking. So F1 function functionality also I'm giving just F1 function of class A. Okay, next class B, df F2, print what I'm taking F2 function of what actually class here. Then this is two classes at base level, observe here. So A class is having F1 function and B class is having F2 function. F2 function of class B, F1 function of class A here. Okay. So let's see this class C of A comma B. Class C is inherited from A and B. So now you can see both are base classes. C is the child class. So this is multiple inheritance, creating new class from two or more base classes A and B. So the order is very important here. First we mention A, B, no. First priority goes to A, then after B. In case if you mention B comma A, then first priority goes to B, then after A only. Okay, if we have same functions, I'll tell you clearly. So we have C colon A of B. I'm trying to use one more function, F3 function here. Enter F3 function of what actually class C only. Let's see this. We need to create object for what class? C class. So what I'm trying to do here, C is an object of small c is the object of capital letter C is the class. So using this C class, we can call the function. We can call the functions. C dot F1 function is coming from which class? Observe here in the IntelliSense only you can able to see that A class. So this F1 function is coming from what? A only. C dot F2 function is coming from where? B only. C dot F3 function is coming from C only. Perfect. So even it is also not possible in other languages like C Sharp, .NET as well as Java because they don't be any process to support multiple inheritance. Ambiguity situation will be raised in those cases. But in Python, there is clear possibility to implement multiple inheritance at base level two classes. A class is there, B class is there. A class is having F1 function, B class is having F2 function. C is inherited from A and B. That meaning is what? C class can able to access A class functionality as well as B class functionality. Okay. Then C dot F1, C dot F2, C dot F3. So clearly working fine, sir. This logic. F1 function of class A, F2 function of class B, F3 function of class C. Fine. Sir, in the base class, we have same different functions. It's okay. Like this. Okay. So for example, you can see here right now we have F1 function is there. It's okay. And here F2 function is there. That's what it's calling both functions clearly. Sir, what happen if base classes are having same functionality like F1 and F1 only? So this is where the order will be required here. Look at this. Both classes at base level, A class and B class, I'm using what actually same functions are. A class and B class, I'm using same functions. F1 is there in A class, F1 is there in B class. In this case, the order is important. What order? Method resolution of order. First priority obviously will give to what? A class F1 function. In case there is no F1 function present in class A, then the next order, next priority will go to what? B class only. Let's see this. I'll implement again. So right now it is very clear because we have different functions in each and every class. A class F1, B class F2, C class F3, fine. But my question is, what happen if I try to include same function F1 and F1, A and B? Both base classes are having same similar functions only. Let's see this. F1 function of class B, F1 function of class A, F3 function, let it be C class only. But the moment when I try to access here, just observe here, according to the method resolution order only it will be there. But don't look at this order. Diagrammatic order is not important. Okay. Diagrammatic order just for your understanding. How the scenario will be takes place, like method resolution order, how it will be clockwise. But main order is here we have to observe. This order is important. Here what I have given first A. Okay, so that's the reason first order is what? A only. So next, if I change the order there, like B comma A, then first priority will go to what actually? B only, sir. First priority. So in the coding, what order is there? That we have to take priority, sir. So look at this A comma B. First A is there, but A, B are having both are same function like F1 and F1 here. Let's see this. C dot F1 function I'm calling. But look at this in the IntelliSense, what you are saying, like F1 of A only it's coming. Only A, not B. Because the order is like this. F1 of A, C dot F3, that's it. So we are missing ultimately here what? B class F1 function. Yes, we are missing that. I will tell you how to get this also. Now, right now we can see in previous example, A class and B class are having different functions like F1 and F2. But now in this example, A class is having same function like F1. B class also is having same function like F1. If both classes are having same function F1 and F1, the priority give to what actually? First priority A, first priority A. F1 function is there. That's what F1 is coming. In case F1 is not there in A, then priority goes to where? B class F1. Okay, that is. Let's see this. Suppose I'm not giving here commenting this A, this line is commenting. Okay, I don't want to use F1 function here in A. But whenever we don't have anything inside the class, what is required, sir? This is comment section. So comment in the sense, in this class A, do I have anything? No, nothing. But this is not the way to leave the empty class. To make empty class, we use what actually? Pass. The pass will convey a message to the interpreter that this class A is don't have any stuff or any functionality. Right now, observe here the order whatever I mention A comma B, but we are looking A class F1 function, but there is no F1 function available inside the class A. Then according to diagram, first priority goes to A only, but unfortunately there is no F1 function. And immediately next priority goes to where, sir? B class only. Look at this. Next priority is B class or not? Just check it once. So I'm trying to call F1 function. In the IntelliSense, what you are looking, sir? B class. The priorities look like. So why? Because A don't have any F1 function. That's what order is changing. B. Priority is going. But why this order is look like? Okay, based on this order only. So this order is very important, sir, like this here. B comma A means what? Right now I'm removing this uncommon. Now you can see this both are having A class and B class are having same function like F1 F1 only. But here the order is very important. I said no. First order what I'm giving? B class. Next what I'm giving? A class. So here, according to method resolution order, first priority will give to what? B. But don't look at the diagram. If I use B in the sense not anti-clockwise, we are changing here from A to B only. Here B is there, here A is there right now. So look at this, first order will give this priority B only. In case B class don't have F1 function, then the order or priority will go to A only. Look at this, B is there right now. Okay, suppose here B class don't have any F1 function. Let's comment this and make it as pass. Right now order is what actually B and A only. First order will go to B, then after next A only. Let's see this here, B and A. So what order is there? First F1 function will look into C dot F1 function will look into what? B only, but there is no B class F1 function. Obviously it will be priority what? A only. So A priority will come first. So this is the method resolution order. If both base level two different functions, then it will be easy to handle because two functions will come f1 and f2 easily. But when we have both classes are having same function, then according to method resolution order it will work. You may get doubt, sir, can't we get both f1 functions? Like my requirement is class A is having f1 function, class B also is having f1 function. In this both f1 functions, any one only I'm using according to this order. No, a comma b means we are getting f1 function of a only. We are missing what ultimately? B class f1 function, right? So there is no B class f1. So I want to get B class f1 function also, sir. So how to get means there is a procedure inside the derived class. Derived class means what? C class only, because it is inherited from A and B only. Inside the derived class f3 function, what we are missing exactly here? C dot f1 means here A priority first, f1 will come from A. We are missing ultimately B class f1 function. In that context, we can give that what actually. So B is a class name dot f1 of self. This is possible. F1 of self. So B is the class name, but f1 is the method name of self is there. B dot f1 of what? Self, we can say that. B dot f1 of self, sir. So the moment when we go for class B of f1 of self, then we are calling this here C dot f3 now. F3 function when we call first it will go to B class f1 function because this is only we are missing, and obviously f3 function of class C only we are getting. So missing function we can able to call through derived class only. Now f1 function of class A, f1 function of class B. Suppose the order is look like B comma A. Then obviously missing function is what actually? Missing function. Priority first B only. So we are getting B class F1 function. We are missing A class F1 function. Again, we can call A class F1 function directly like this, F1 of self like this. So this is possibility is there, sir. Now you can see F1 function of class B, F1 function of class A, F3 function of class C like this. So this is where multiple inheritance is possible. So both classes, creating new class from two or more base classes, but generally when we have base classes more, there may be chance to have same functionality in the base classes like f1 or different functionality in the base classes. If you want to access that functionality, then this is the way to access by using method resolution order. In general, both classes are having same function. The according to MRO technique, method resolution order through we will get that is f1 and f1 only. This is class A, class B base level, f1 function we are getting. So this is multiple inheritance is possible. Now coming to the hybrid. Hybrid is the combination of these three only, sir. There is no single inheritance involved in hybrid inheritance. Hybrid is the combination of multi-level, hierarchical, and then multiple. So there are two scenarios are there. I will tell you what are the scenarios. So is the combination of hybrid inheritance is the combination of multiple, multi-level, multiple, multiple, and hierarchical inheritance. So these three combinedly together that is called hybrid inheritance only. Let's see the diagrammatic representation. There are two diagrams, two scenarios I have to show you. That is hybrid only. First I will show you this one, sir. This is also hybrid. So this is also hybrid. Let's see this first, look into this program. After that, we'll go for other program also. Class A, class B, class C, and it is class D, sir. This is hybrid inheritance. Okay, let's see this program here quickly. This is diamond shape. First, I'm trying to create according to this diagram. Class A, I'm creating. Class A. In this F1 function, I'm adding. Any functionality you can write, sir. It's not a matter. So F1 function of class A. Next diagram, you can see this. Two classes I have to create. Child 1, child 2. Like B and C are both are inherited from where? A only. Okay. Let's create class B, which is inherited from A. Df F2 function. Print F2 function of class B. Let's create one more class, that is C. C also inherited from what? A only. Look at this diagram. C also inherited from A. C also inherited from A. So that's where C of A only I have written df F3 here. Print F3 function of class C. And finally, what I'm taking, you can see D class. But look at this, class D is inherited from where? Both B and C. So this D class should be inherited from B and C only, sir. So let's see this class D inherited from B and C only. So DF F F4. Print F4 function of class D only. So like this. Now tell me, we need to create object for what class? D class, because D is inherited from B and C. The moment when we create object for D class, automatically we will bring the details of B and C, and then B and C will also get what actually A class F1 function clearly. Okay, so let's see this. I'm trying to create object for D. D is getting the results of B and C. B and C are getting results of what? A only here. This is hybrid inheritance. Ultimately, we need to create object for D class only, sir. Let's try to create D class. D class D. Look at this, D dot F1 is coming or not? Yes. D dot F2 is coming or not? Yes, it's D dot F3 is coming from C. D dot F4 is coming from D class. So this is the inheritance speciality. Once these two classes are inherited from D, then D also will get features from B and C parent classes like A also, because inheritance is hierarchy, that is. So let's try to run this. We got the result F1 function of class B. One thing you can notice that F1, so this is directly we are executing wrong file. Object oriented programming 22, we have to run this. Yeah, F1 of A, F2 of B, F3 of C, F4 of D. This is hybrid inheritance. So this is one style of hybrid inheritance. There is one more style is there. Hybrid is like this also. First only I'm taking what? Base level multiple inheritance. Sorry, let's take this one class, second class here. This is, and this is, both are same but different. So in this diagram, little bit some difference are there. This is first only I'm taking multiple inheritance, later I'm taking hierarchical inheritance. But first diagram, first I am taking hierarchical inheritance, later multiple inheritance. That is the differences. Class A, here it is class B, class C, it is class E. Class E, like this. Okay, just observe. So here in this first diagram, A, B, C are what inheritance? Hierarchical. B, C, D are what? Multiple. A, B, D is what? Multi-level. A, C, D also what? Multi-level. But in this case, A, B, C are multiple. C, D, E are hierarchical. A, C, D is multi-level. B, C, E is multi-level. B and C and E is multi-level. So we can create like this also here. Hybrid means. Let's implement this diagram code also quickly. Vector-oriented programming 23. First we need to create two classes at base level A and B, sir. Okay, let's see this. Two classes how to create. Two are individual classes. In this A class, F1 function is there. Now you can see F1 function of what actually? Class A. So let me create one more class, that is B. Df F2 function is there. Then enter F2 function of what actually? Class B only. Function of class B. So two classes are there, A and B, and F1 and F2. So according to this diagram, base level two classes. Now I am creating new class C. It should be inherited from A and B only. Let's see this. Class C is inherited from A comma B. Again, same method resolution order will be applicable, sir. First priority goes to A and second priority goes to B in case if this A and B are having same function like F1. But we don't have any problem right now because two different functions I have included. Df F3 here and F3 function of what? Class C. So next what I'm trying to do, I'm creating two more classes. D also should inherited from C and E also should inherited from what? C only. So let's create class D inherited from what? C. Df F4 function print for function of what actually? Class D only. Next class E I'm taking. It is also inherited from what? C. Df F5 function I'm taking. F5, then print what I can say? F5 function of what actually? Class E only, like this. So let me explain. So look at this. D and E are inherited from what class? C class. Now tell me, we need to create object for what classes? Both classes. Last two child classes we have to create object for sure. So we need to create object for D. Then automatically D will bring the details of C and A and B, and E also will bring the details of C and A and B. So we need to create both, but there is no D and E related with each other, no, because these two are last child classes which are getting from D is getting from C A B, E is also getting from the result A B C, like that, but D and E not at all related. So we need to create object for separately D and E. D equals to D, E dot its own function, like F1 function is coming, F2 function is coming, F2 function, F3 function, and F4 is not available. Why? Because D class F4 is there, but F5 is not available. You can see F5 is belongs to E, D cannot access. At the same time, we can create object for E also, E class. So E also can have right to access A class F1 function, okay, and B class F2 function, and C class F3 function. But F4 not possible. E class F5 function is possible because F5 is only exclusive belongs to E, not here. F4, F5 not related because this is different class, this is different class. That cannot interact with each other. So this is also hybrid inheritance. In both cases, we can able to use hybrid inheritance. That means two childs are there, like D class is there, E class is there. D and E both are going to get the functionality above classes clearly here. So this is multiple, hybrid, hierarchical, all the type of inheritances. But still we have to discuss few more things related to inheritance. The reason is constructor role in inheritance. Constructor role in inheritance we have to discuss. So we have seen methods through inheritance, no? In each and every class inside this methods only have included like F1, F2, F3. But actually constructors also we should keep that. If this constructor is there instead of method in A class, B class, C class and other classes, constructor role in single inheritance, how it will be act, constructor role in multiple inheritance, how it will be act, constructor role in multi-level hybrid inheritance, all the constructor roles also we have to explain that. So that we will look into in tomorrow session clearly. So constructor role in each and every inheritance. In case in each and every inheritance, when we keep the constructors instead of methods, then how it will impact, we will discuss that into tomorrow session. If you have any question, feel free to ask me regarding this inheritances. All right, we'll see tomorrow.